Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I've been able to say that, but I am officially going to come back. I took a small hiatus for about a month, and it was very much needed. If you watched my Summerween vlog which was the last video I posted, I mentioned that I was in the hospital and I actually had heart monitor on for the rest of that week, and I was dealing with some issues. Apparently my mental health was actually affecting my heart, which is not good. And so I had to make a few life changes, and this kind of had to go on hold until I can figure that out. Of course, then again, I am thinking maybe I should just take every August off, because August is a very busy month for my husband and I. It's my birthday, it's our anniversary, and it's the last month of summer. So we're getting everything done before it gets cold. I do have a mic now. Hopefully it's working. So that is pretty much my update on that. Life update, yay. I'm fine. I'm great. I'm doing much better. I did do some reading while I was MIA. So I finally read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and I don't understand the hype at all. I was not at all impressed. I gave it a 3-star. I'm actually going to adjust my camera on that. I actually only gave it a 3-star, and I think Jax was a missed opportunity, because I think he would have made a much more interesting villain than love interest. And like every other enemies to lovers love interest, he does the 180 flip in the middle of the book. I personally wasn't impressed. I went ahead and gave it back. I went ahead and sold it to Half Price Books to give it to so someone else could purchase it who may enjoy it better than I did. Speaking of Half Price Books, you can very clearly see my mass market paperback version of Twilight. I have it for the novelty of having it. I've never had that copy. But anyway, I think I'm going to make a few changes to my channel, such as 1 or 2 books, 2 books maximum, if one is shorter, for these vlogs, just to kind of ease back in, and so these aren't so stressful for me. I love to read, but I'm a slow reader, as I've mentioned so many times on this channel, and I don't like feeling rushed. Hopefully it'll speed things up a little bit, because it took me like 3 weeks to finish The Voyage of the Basilisk, which I should have literally finished on my birthday, but I didn't. I finished it on the 1st. And then yesterday, I actually finished another book. I finished A Man Called Ova. I was told I was going to cry. I didn't cry. But, and I think that's the thing, like if you tell me I'm going to cry, I don't cry. I did enjoy it though. I gave that one a 4-star. And I also gave Void to the Basilisk a 4-star. So I have been doing my reading. It's just in a more relaxed environment, and I haven't been vlogging it. But I think I want to start my vlogs up again, just make them a little bit simpler, and maybe do more book reviews. Like instead of like just vlogging everything, just like read it and then go, oh, okay, here's what I thought about it. I was going to do that earlier this month, and then my time for Half Price Books came up, and I got rid of the book I was going to review, which was Once Upon a Broken Heart. What I may actually do is read the rest of the books and do a full-on kind of review, like I did with the Cruel Prince, not the Crown Prince. But it is September, so I am so in the mood for something a little bit more, not necessarily spooky, but I am very much in the mood for thrillers and, of course, a good detective novel. So I went to the library a couple weeks ago, which is where I got The Voyage of the Basilisk, and I also borrowed Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. I have borrowed this book from Libby a couple of times too, but this time I'm determined to read it. So I don't really know what this one is about. It is a Hercule Poirot, and so you know it's good. It's Agatha Christie. So I say that, and I've actually given some of her works 3 stars. It kind of depends. I have no idea what this is about. I haven't seen the movie, unlike Murder on the Orient Express. But this is my goal to read this week. Hopefully I can actually get some time to read it because I do have to go to work, which is why I keep like looking over that way because I'm watching my time. I do have to leave for work in like I have to leave for work in like 7 minutes, and I still have to put shoes on. I decided to do this in the morning because my husband and I have plans like this afternoon, and I didn't get any Bible reading done this morning because I woke up too late again. But I have time to do this. Welcome to my world. Anyway, this is also going to be filmed again on my cell phone because my phone, strangely enough, has a better camera. So I don't actually mind it, and I can see what I'm doing without staring at a viewfinder as I'm staring at the screen. Anyway, so my goal this week is to finish Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. Hopefully I can finish it before the end of the week. It is a lengthy one. It is over 300 pages. And it took me forever to finish Voyage of the Basilisk, which was 348 pages. But hopefully with a vlog going, I'll have a little bit more motivation to read and less motivation to doom scroll. But I really want to read this one. I think that's all I've got for right now. I should give you some other updates, hopefully later. I just don't have the time right now. But that should be it for this intro. I am so glad to be back. I have actually really missed this as much as it stressed me out. Once I finished Once Upon a Broken Heart and had no one to talk about it with, I realized I do kind of miss this kind of format where I can at least talk to someone. So that is going to be it for this intro. Hopefully I've already rambled on enough, and I will see you guys this afternoon, hopefully, because I got to go to work, and maybe I'll take this with me. I'm not 100% sure, but I am going to use my Agatha Christie bookmark because why not? It is so good to be back, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Hi, hello. It is the end of the first day of the vlog. It is currently 9:18, and I'm on page 52. I accidentally took a nap. Like, my brain just completely shut off. It was like, good night. I did want to do like a quick update though, because nothing's like happened yet in the book. Like, it's called Death on the Nile, so there's gonna be like a murder somewhere in there, but that hasn't happened yet, and it's chapter 4, which is very interesting for an Agatha Christie novel, because usually it's like right to the point. It's in like the first couple of chapters. It's in like the first chapter usually. So the fact that I'm on chapter 4 and none of that has happened yet is pretty new to me for a Hercule Poirot book, or really Agatha Christie book in general. Luna says hi. She's very pissed off at me because I sat next to her. But there is some drama, and I want to know what happened, because one of the characters was engaged to one girl, is now married to her best friend. No explanation. It just kind of happened. And I'm like, okay, what's the drama here? What happened here? I feel like a drama. I feel like a gossip column. There's some drama going on, and the main plot hasn't even started yet. Hercule Poirot has been introduced. He was introduced in the first chapter with all the other characters. The first chapter had like 11 parts to it because those first couple of chapters, especially, well, that first chapter, usually what Agatha Christie usually does is she puts it into parts, and then those parts introduce our characters. She did the same thing in And Then There Were None. I'm sure she's done it in other books, but a lot of her books I have read by audio. So this is the first time in a while I'm reading this like with a book, because the only two I own are Halloween Party and Then There Were None. Those are the only two Agatha Christie books I own, but I've read so many this year. I mean, she's become my favorite author so quick. Okay, favorite mystery author, but she's the queen of mystery. So is that cheating? But anyway, I just wanted to update now because I do have to take my sleeping medicine tonight, which is so much fun. I don't want to go into the reason I call it my sleeping medicine is because I don't want to go into detail on why I take it, but just it makes me super tired. Also, I wanted to be a dork. I did change my sweatshirt because the sweater I was wearing this morning was, by the end of the day, was kind of giving me sensory issues. So I changed into this. They are the goblins from Labyrinth. My brother gave this to me for my birthday, and I love it. It is so warm. And yes, it is already getting cold in Minnesota, at least this week. We have snow up north, and I think the high today was 64, and Friday will be 59. So it is the perfect week for a good cozy read. What's really fun about that is I have a bonfire on Friday. So it's going to be cold on Friday. Might save my Minnesota sweatshirt for that, or at least wash it beforehand. I am rambling now, but that's kind of all I've done with Agatha Christie. I do plan on reading some more. I'm debating if I want to also read it on Spotify just to listen to it while I'm at work, but another part of me is like, do I want to put it in mixed media? I don't know. But if I don't, I feel like it's going to take forever, but if I do, I don't feel as accomplished or that I actually like focused on it enough because I'm at work. How much of this can I actually focus on? Because I feel like I miss a lot of things in the audiobook, especially. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But as of right now, I'm only on page 42, and that is chapter 4. And I just wanted to update because drama. She says hi, and she's not happy about it. Say hi, baby. Are you mad at mommy? Did she take you from your laundry basket? Yeah. Thought she could say hi. It's been a while since I've done a vlog, so it's been a while since we've had a Luna hello. Okay, I'm done torturing the cat. I'm gonna take my medicine soon and get back to reading, and I will see you guys hopefully sometime tomorrow. I forgot the short weekend is Wednesday. Oh my god. Because Tuesday felt like a Monday. Anyway, I'm gonna have to cut this down. I am rambling. I am done rambling for this update. So sorry about that. And I will see you guys in the morning. Bye. Hello. It has actually been about 2 days since I last updated because Thursday I did not get a lot of reading done. Yesterday I got some reading done, but I had an event. I had a bonfire with the ladies at church, so I was gone for a couple hours. But I do have kind of an update. I'm on page 115, so it's chapter 10. And still the big climax hasn't really happened yet. I think they're saving like the actual conflict or the I guess main mystery for maybe mid-book, I'm not sure. But I do kind of like the setup. I do kind of enjoy the setup where you don't immediately start with the mystery. You start with the setup of the characters and their motivations that they might have, getting to know our characters, getting to know the people that they are sharing this boat with. I am enjoying kind of that setup instead of just starting with the actual, murder that happens in the book. So you are kind of watching Detective Perot. That's how you say that, right? You're watching the detective very much. He's very observant, so he you know he's watching. I accidentally turned my mic off. But you're watching all these passengers through Hercule's perspective, and you're observing kind of behavior and possible motivations because you know it's coming. It's on the back of the book. Like, you know it's coming, but it's taking a lot longer than probably usual for an Agatha Christie book because usually it's like the first chapter. Unless it's. And then we're done. Well, Endless Night, it wasn't the first chapter either. But I like the setup where you're getting to know the characters, and I think that makes the twist a little bit. Because you're already guessing who has the motivation, who could it be, who's going to do this, as you're getting to know the characters. And as Perot is getting to know the characters and the people that he's on the ship with. So there's several motivations, there's several characters that could very well do this for whatever reason. You've got the jealous ex, you have selfish people, you have a woman who apparently writes like erotica, basically, is what she does. And her daughter, who is young and is like, it's not fair that some people have everything. So you have different characters, you have different motivations for being there, for being on the Nile, and possibly different motivations for what's coming. Because we don't know who actually, does it because it hasn't happened yet. But I am enjoying the book. I did get a lot of reading done on Thursday, but I got some reading done on Friday. I was thinking, Friday specifically, I was like, oh, I'll listen to the audiobook a little bit while I'm at work, and then I decided against it because it is a mystery novel, and I do feel like I'm more inclined to pay attention and understand what's happening and have a better understanding of the mystery itself if I simply read it instead of trying to listen to it while I'm doing something at work. And I didn't want to finish it while I was at work because then it's like, what's the point of having the physical book? I'm still less than halfway through. I'm enjoying the setup. I also slept most of the morning, which I was fine with. I took my medicine way too late last night, so I went to bed way too late last night, and then I slept way too late this morning. Welcome to my world. It's always nice when you wake up though, and the cat is also asleep. But it sounds like someone's on a skateboard outside. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading. This one might be another favorite. I don't know if it's gonna be a 5-star yet, but I think it's gonna be another favorite. Okay, I've been yammering for 5 minutes. I will see you guys in a little while, hopefully with another update and hopefully a less awkward camera angle. How about I actually look at the camera and not the screen? Bye. Good morning. So, I didn't read as much as I probably could have. I got distracted by my phone. I get distracted by YouTube. It happens. And sometimes I hate my phone as I'm recording on it. Sorry for the weird lighting. The sun's coming in. It is Sunday, so we're about to go to church, but I made it to chapter 15. So, yeah, conflict has started, and now they're starting to figure out who did it. I personally have 3 suspects in mind, personally, but I have no idea. I'm on page 175, so that's chapter 15, very beginning. So we'll see what happens. It's so hard to vlog mysteries because I don't want to spoil it, but I do like this layout. Like, I really like how this is laid out so that you get to know everybody who's on this cruise instead of just starting with the murder. It starts with getting to know everybody. So it's like, if it's not who you expect it to be, you have not witnesses, you have other suspicions. And I already have, like, I'm suspicious of like 3 other passengers. Anyway, we gotta go to church, so this update has to be quick, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Hello. So we are back home. We have been to the storage locker and we got our fall stuff out, which isn't a lot. I was putting in stuff up and I was like, oh, 2 boxes. Oh, look, I'm done. I've my little ghosty blanket and my cushions from last year. I am back in my goblin sweatshirt because it's just comfy. And when you're reading, you want to be comfortable. We do have to make a couple more stops, but I did get to chapter 17 in Death on the Nile. And there's been a bit of a twist that I kind of sort of saw coming. I kind of saw it coming, but I also don't know because it's not that because it's not at like the actual solved part of things. It is over halfway through the book though, so I've gotten pretty far. I'm still enjoying it, and I'm just excited to have all the fall stuff out. Anyway, Hercule Poirot is incredibly annoyed right now. I think he's actually really frustrated right now because he's like, none of this makes any sense. So I really want to know who did it at this point. I think I know, but it's Agatha Christie, so she'll pull something else, and I will be so wrong. But I have my suspicions on who it could have been. I have like 3 people who I'm suspicious about. And for anyone who's watching and is like, you have Halloween stuff? Yes, I have Halloween stuff. It's like, yes, I kind of celebrate Halloween, but I'm very careful on how I celebrate Halloween because a lot of people are like, oh, you're Christian, you shouldn't celebrate Halloween. If it's cute, I'm fine with it. Like if it's a cute little ghost, I have one on a hi Luna. I have one like it's a fake succulent. It's cute. Anything actually creepy, like you'll find in Spirit Halloween, although we do have fun looking at Spirit Halloween with the animatronics and stuff. It's not my thing. I won't touch anything that is a Ouija board or Ouija board adjacent, witchcraft adjacent. It doesn't enter my house, apartment, whatever. None of that enters this apartment. Jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, cute little ghosties, that's fine, and that's about where I draw the line. So I think Zach and I are going to look for a few more fall things at Target in the next few days, maybe not this week, and add to our little repertoire, which is not big because we're expecting to accumulate over some time. And we have a very small apartment right now, so there's not a lot of places to put fall decor, but we'll figure it out. Sorry about the long explanation thing. Anyway, that's about all I have because I can't really explain what's going on like right now other than Hercule Poirot is very frustrated. I'm on chapter 17, which is page 192. So all I can really say is Hercule Poirot is very frustrated right now because nothing makes sense. So that's about all I can say because it's so hard vlogging books like this because I don't want to give it away. So but I am enjoying this. This is another, I think this is going to be another favorite. I think I said that last time, but I think this is going to be another favorite from Agatha Christie. I just love her books. When you're in the mood for a detective novel, I will pick up Agatha Christie every time. I'm hoping to get through more of this tonight, but Zach and I got to go get dinner. So we got to go to the grocery store, and then I will come back and read some more in this cozy vibe I got going on, and I'm so excited about it. Mommy can do it. Thank you for your time. Hello, guess what I finished last night? Yes, I finished Death of the Nile by Agatha Christie. Easy 5-star for me. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, really 5 stars? I don't care. I love this book. I was so invested. And of course, she got me with another gotcha. I was a little annoyed actually because I'm like, hey, now wait a minute, because I 100% went with like 3 of the red herrings. But still a really good book if you're into mysteries and detective novels. I highly recommend just Agatha Christie. For me, her books can be very hit or miss. This was another favorite, and I did enjoy this. Part of me honestly wants to reread it and then we're done, just to see if I still like it as much as I did when I first read it. But I did finish Death on the Nile. Oh my gosh. And I'm totally going to embarrass myself. I got through an entire chapter like without realizing I had completely skipped like an entire page. Somehow, I don't know if I was tired or just like really trying to finish it. You can't have that, ma'am. I couldn't tell if I was just super tired or if I just really wanted to finish that night, well, last night. But hey, baby. But I somehow skipped an entire page and have no idea how. She says hello. I got you. This is what you get for climbing into my lap. Here you go. So I somehow skipped an entire page, and then I went back to read it and went, oh, that's what I was missing. I knew I was missing something. So, oops. But she totally got me. Definitely not what I was expecting, but still, I think really well executed. I wasn't sure if it was that well executed, and then I had to go back and read what I missed, and went, okay, now this makes sense. Something just was not adding up. So I'm so glad I went back and went, okay, what did I miss here? What did I miss reading here? Anyway, 5-star for Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile, and this is going to be the only book I read for this entire vlog because it took me 5 days to read a 333-page book. It shouldn't take that long. My issue with like especially like Agatha Christie novels or books I'm really really into, my biggest problem is when I like try to read them while I'm at work, like on break, and then I don't want to go back to work because I'm like, wait, did something interesting just happen? We have to go back to my desk. My manager doesn't watch this. It's just because those books are so good and you're so entranced and intrigued and invested in the story. It's like you don't want to stop. And Agatha Christie for me really does that. I'm really bad at reviewing these two because I just do not want to give any spoilers away. None, nothing like that. And there are so many times where I'm like reading the book and like, I know where this is going. I don't know where it's going. One of them was, it's kind of a minor spoiler, but when the body is found, like there's a initial seemingly written in her blood, but Pierrot finds a nail polish bottle that is like a dark red. I'm like, no, it's not her blood. It's the nail polish. That's not where that went. I wasn't terribly off, but I was off. So I was like, and she leaves all the red herrings. Of course, I go after the obvious ones, and I'm just like, something's not adding up here, Miss Christie, because I've still got like 30 chapters left. Not 30 chapters. I've still got like 30 pages left. There's no way you're interviewing the murderer because, hello, you won't tell me until like the end of the book. And she didn't. And I was so off. But I think that's kind of her thing too. She just throws you off completely. Not a bad thing, but I think a very telling storytelling device. And like I said, like I kept saying with this book specifically, I absolutely love the setup. I absolutely love the setup that you get to know these characters first, that these characters are like, they're almost like real people, and you get to know them and their motivations, and you get to make those connections and say like, oh, I remember this, I remember this. Oh yeah, when they're brought up later. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love the setup. I love having that first, like just that big setup first, and then having the actual like murder be like the main climax that kind of catalysts to the end instead of being the whole book. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't like Halloween Party as much, because like it happens in the first chapter. When they're introduced to you in the kind of this manner, I feel more connected to the character and then feel sadder with the tragic ending. I did actually post a quote on my Instagram that I found very profound, but it's on the last page of this book. So I'm scared it's a spoiler, but it was so good because it made me think of like everyone loves Romeo and Juliet, and it's like it's a love story, but it's a tragedy. I'll just read it. I don't care. I should care. Miss Allerton is a character in the book. Miss Allerton shivered. Miss Allerton shivered. Love can be a frightening thing. And this is Hercule Poirot saying, that is why most great love stories are tragedies. Immediately went to Romeo and Juliet. Immediately went to Romeo and Juliet. Because I'm like, that's a tragedy, but it's a love story. So I thought it was a very profound explanation. But highly recommend Death on the Nile. Really, I highly recommend anything Agatha Christie. I've read like 6 of her books this year, and I'm not sorry. I love her books at this point, and when you're in a detective mystery mode, go for Agatha Christie because she is the queen of mystery for a reason. Because it's September, I'm in the mood for mysteries and thrillers. I am so excited. I'm actually going to return the Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, which I also borrowed from the library along with this book, because it's September and I'm just not in the mood for a love story. Give me the thrillers, give me the spookies, give me the mysteries. I'm in that mood right now, and I probably will be for the next couple of months. I'm not going to go like full horror until October, but I also have something like planned for October because I am so excited for. I'm sorry, I keep bumping my mic. I am so excited for the first weekend of October, and I'll tell you guys about that later because I've got plans and I'm so excited. I say it like that, and I'm like, you're probably gonna get there. And it's like, what was all the hype about? It'll be hypeful for me. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am so glad to be back at doing videos because they are so much fun, and I have so missed this. I have so missed expressing to somebody like my love of books or what I think about a book. I do need to be a little more energetic in these videos because you like look at the first clip of me and I am just like all proper and I'm like, girl, you need to chill. There's a difference between being authentic and being boring. So I'll try to keep the energy up a little bit because I'm in like a fantastic mood right now, so like that's a little easier. But anyway, that is it for this video. I am so glad you guys stayed for the whole entire thing. If you did, is there a magnifying glass emoji? Yeah, leave like a magnifying glass emoji if you made it to the end. That would be so awesome. It would be so awesome to see if you made it to the end of the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm so excited to be back. Bye, guys.